a special interview, an exclusive interview with Deputy Chairman of BPK, or Supreme Audit Institution of Indonesia, with Mr. Agus Joko Pramono. Mr. Agus, thank you very much for your time.
You're very welcome.
And first of all, a massive congrats of your success and BPK success on the event of SAI20 or SAI20. Yeah. So this is the first time historically moment here in Indonesia. So what's your comment about this?
Thank you very much for the opportunity to sharing our experiences. Yeah, the SAI20 is the first time engagement group in G20 history. All of the members of the SAI20 are currently very happy, and they think that it is a momentum for SAI community to given more detailed information about what is SAI community concern to the G20 governments or G20 members, so that we can dive more deeper for accelerating. The main task of the SAI is to promote the transparency, accountability, and to make a good governance in certain country area. So at this time, at this moment, we put the milestones, to the SAI community to prolong the activity, and also we would like to express. I would like to express also my gratitude to the SAIs that attend for this meeting. It is 12 SAIs of G20 countries. 8 of them attended
directly
in person, and 4 of them attending virtually. So it's very good. It's very good.
Yes. As you mentioned, this is a first milestone Indonesia made it. Yeah. So maybe could you please elaborate more about the background of the establishment of SAI20?
Yeah, as you know that the G20 meetings is the government, the head of government meetings to talk about the issues that been concerned by each government, and it brings some kind of non-binding agreements to be seen together by the governments, and to have a communique to solve certain issues. Yeah. So for our community, SAI, which is SAI community, it is important for us to bring our voices, to bring our perspective about what happened in the government process area to be brought to the government meetings. That is the very important issues, I think.
Right.
So all of the participants here fully agree and fully support it about this event. And the continuation of this event is already expressed by the next chairmanship of the G20.
India.
Yeah, which is India and Brazil. The SAI India already expressed the willingness to continue the SAI20 and also SAI Brazil for the next 2 years.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
You've mentioned also earlier that SAI20 is an engagement group of G20.
Right.
So we know that as an engagement group of G20 countries members that aims to support the G20 governments, of course, in achieving global transparency and accountability.
Right.
So actually, what is the expectation from BPK towards this establishment?
Yeah.
Actually?
We expect that governments focus on several issues, also concerned on several issues. The first issues that we raise is about how do administrative process and government managerial process to tackle the situations after pandemic.
Right.
Yeah, to recover stronger and recover together for facing whatever will happen for the next phase after pandemic. So as you know that when it's in a pandemic area, it is in emergency phase. if you say that it is emergency phase, it is stated of emergency. Usually, it is lack of internal control process. Yeah, and budget spending getting higher, and usually the control of the spending process decrease.
Decrease, right.
That's our first issue. So you see that in our experiences that we have experienced several crises in Indonesia ourselves. That it is 1998, it is economic crisis. 2004, it is tsunami.
Right.
It is catastrophic. And 2008 is also economic.
The global crisis.
Yeah, it is a global crisis. Yeah, so each crisis, some kind of living findings in our perspective. So we try to persuade governments, we try to urge governments to take more attention to the control when it is crisis. That's the main issue.
Right. So our next question is about talking about the result of SAI20.
Yeah.
As you did mention, there are two at least talking about role of procedures. And the communique.
Yeah, it is the product.
Yes, the product.
The product is role of procedures, and the communique. Role of procedures is how the SAI20 will operate. Yeah, it is like internal organization standard operating procedures, and communique is what we agreed about certain area. Yeah.
Could you please elaborate a little bit about those two things?
Yeah, those two things. The ROP, rules and procedure, consists of preamble, and also is its principles, and also membership, and also etc.
Right.
Yeah, and how to make a decision, and how to have a communications. And one most important thing in the role of procedures, we will have agreement or communicate based on consensus.
Based on consensus.
Yeah, based on consensus. This is the most important, I think. And for the communique, there are 12 part. I think you can have the material. One of the most important thing is how governments to pay more attention about SDGs achievement, because you know that these 2 years pandemic situations, I think it is some kind of each government have facing their own challenges. Yeah, some part of it they're facing about the funding, sometimes about the capacity, and sometimes other things. So that's why the SDGs 2030, SDGs 2030 should be manageable, should be managed carefully, because 2030 is only like 8
less
years.
than 10 years. Just 8 years.
8 years from now. So we have to assess what is the bias from the previous achievement, because you know that SDGs has 17 goals, and it is huge, and it is internal government process, and we should take more attention on it.
Right. One last brief question. What is, or maybe are there any messages that they would like to convey to the audience related to this summit, to the broader audience, not just to between the countries?
Oh, yeah. This is SAI community voices wants to be heard to all stakeholders. Yeah, to all stakeholders that control, transparency, and accountability is important. And it should be put precisely in a certain times and a certain condition, whether it is a normal condition or it is crisis conditions.
All right. Agus Joko Pramono, thank you very much for your time.
You are very welcome.
Right. So let's conclude our conversation for today. Thank you for watching.